Welcome everybody to another update on my collection. So this is update number 70. So recently there's been a few sales on from likes of our video and Indicator, so I have taken advantage of those. But I've also bought a few here and there from other labels that are either outside of sales or via those same labels within a without a sale that's going on. So yeah, the first of which I bought from Eureka, and that's purely because these two were apparently going out of stock at some point. So we've got a pair of films from Sammo Hung. We've got Knockabout, and then we've got The Odd Couple. So I've not seen either of these yet, but I am looking forward to seeing them because I am a fan of Sammo Hung's films. And even though these aren't limited edition releases, they still have all of the special features and such that were on the limited edition version. So yeah, looking forward to seeing both of those. We'll get around to them eventually. Even though I did buy a load of films on sale from Indicator, I did buy this one before the sale happened, but it's not on sale anyway because it is a relatively new release. I just never got around to actually buying it at the time, and it is 1938's Dangerous to Know. So we actually talked about what's she called again? Anime Wong in a previous film that we looked at. I think it was a silent film. I think it was one of the first thief from Baghdad. I think it was from the 1920s. So yeah, got that film. Was excited for that film because I've seen her in this beforehand, but I never got my hands on this until I watched it after the fact. So yeah, but still a really rather solid film. Clock's in only 70 minutes long and is pretty damn good. Also comes with a limited edition booklet with this release as well. If you'd like to see me review any of these films that I'm talking about today, then do leave a comment and I will see if I can fit it into my schedule. So yeah, there's the booklet. So there's Anime Wong herself. So yeah, decent sized booklet as per usual with these Indicator releases. It is 39 pages long, so fairly hefty booklet for that release. And then we also got a couple of films from Vinegar Syndrome. So obviously I have bought some from them from in terms of new releases. We obviously have already looked at the likes of Sleepless, Men from the Gutter, and The Man Who Could Cheat Death. And these two came alongside those releases. Older releases, granted, but still a really rather entertaining one, in especially in terms of the form of the Terranauts, which is really, really good. Low budget UK B movie, sci-fi in the sci-fi genre, made by Amicus Productions, who we've also talked about recently with their, the people that time forgot, the land that time forgot, and at the Earth's core. And yeah, it's only 77 minutes, and yeah, it's overall a really rather fun effort. Low budget, can definitely see the strings, for instance, when it comes to the miniatures, but still pretty good. One that I have yet to get round to is from Vinegar Syndrome's cinematography line is Who Killed Teddy Bear. So this is yeah, being from that line, they come with these little books basically, which has the disc inside, you can see, but then you get all of the write-ups within as well. So yeah, looking forward to finally getting around to seeing that, especially since the film seems interesting and I've seen stuff from the cast before. And we also got a couple of films from our video on release. Now, obviously, these only came out earlier this year, and yet they are on sale. So I don't imagine they've sold particularly well, because Indicator, even though they had a massive sale on, didn't include any of their more recent releases in that sale. So they must be doing a little bit better than our video in terms of certain films. But still, regardless, we've got Dress to Kill on 4K. So yeah, really solid film. Not my favourite Brian De Palma effort by any means. He does seem to be trying to ape off the giallo genre from Italy, but still a decent enough effort with a good cast. You got Michael Caine, Angie Dixon, and Nancy Ellen. So yeah, overall solid cast in that one. And then a film I thought I'd seen before, but I've not been able to really recollect whether I have or not, and it is 2002's Knock with Ray Liotta and Jason Patric. Really like the artwork that is going on this release. It's got the emphasizes the characters and the title of the film with a nice kind of gloss element, and then the rest of it is kind of matte. So yeah, looks pretty good. Also on 4K. Also comes with a Blu-ray as well, unlike Dress to Kill. Although I do think the extras are all on the Blu-ray. and the film is not. But still, you get a really hefty booklet with this release, with the new artwork on it, and then a shot from the film starring the late Ray Liotta. And yeah, pretty decent sized booklet, that one. And then we also get a poster with this as well, with the new artwork that we've already seen, and then the original artwork on the reverse. So yeah, I do think I've seen this film before, but again, I can't remember for the life of me whether I have or not. I've seen so many films that a lot of them do just blend together, and that is kind of unfortunate, but I'm sure when I eventually start watching it, I'll recollect whether or not I've seen it or not. So then, yeah, then finally we're going to get onto the hefty lot, and that is all of the 17 films that I have bought from Indicator via their sale. Fortunately, did not get into any of the prize draws that they had going, where you either got your entire basket back in terms of store credit, or you got a golden ticket or something that would go towards a future release. So yeah, a bit unfortunate in that regard, but still, regardless, I did get plenty of films that I wanted, either because I've enjoyed them before or that I am interested in watching. And one film I have enjoyed before is Patrick. So yeah, 1978 Australian film, uh, within the horror genre, but this is one of those weird efforts where, even though it is Australian, so therefore it is in the English language, it actually got two dubs. One from the US, probably because US audiences at the time probably didn't want to really hear an Australian accent, and the third one is a Italian dub, which tries to make it look like a Giallo film because it actually has Goblin on the soundtrack, who obviously worked with Dario Argento a lot of the time, and yeah, obviously therefore were comfortably within the Giallo genre. So yeah, we get the typical cardboard and plastic kind of case that is atypical of these kind of, or should I say, typical of these Indicator releases. And I've always liked these kind of cardboard cases. I do think they suit the films really rather nicely. And then you get a hefty booklet as well, which is 70 odd pages long. So yeah, kind of interesting that you actually have an English language film that is not just redubbed in another English language market, but then also redubbed in Italy as well. And this comes with all three versions: the original, the US, and the Italian version. So, yeah, that's really interesting that they've been able to find that, and the fact that they've all been able to fit on a single 4K disc as well is, yeah, kind of remarkable, especially when you have all of the extras that are included in that as well. And then we have a mix of limited edition and standard edition releases from Indicator as well. Patrick was the only hardbox one that I actually got. Starting off with Housekeeping. So I've not seen this one before. Directed by Bill Forsyth, stars Christine Larty, and yeah, 1987, 116 minutes long. Looks like a fairly solid film or outright, but you know, never know. But I like taking a gamble, especially when all of these films are on sale. So part of their sale was 4 films for £24. So they were already reduced to around £6.99, but full price I think they were about 10 to 15. But on the sale, 4 for 24, which itself is less than it would have been to buy them individually at £6.99, and then obviously less than they would have been on full price as well. So yeah, overall a solid sale from Indicator. And then we have Jagged Edge with Glenn Close and Jeff Bridges. I have seen this film. It's a fairly solid effort, a nice mix between the kind of erotic thriller and the courtroom drama. It has been a while since I've seen it, so whether I enjoy it or not, but it is celebrating its 40th anniversary, and it's a kind of a surprise, given it's got 2 big names in it, that it's not getting a 40th anniversary release. And then we have from 1979, Winter Kills. So this has a fairly excellent cast by the sounds of it. You got Jeff Bridges again, as well as John Huston, the director, Anthony Perkins, Eli Wallach, Sterling Hayden, Dorothy Malone, Thomas Milan, Milian, who's more well known for his Italian efforts that we've looked at before. Also got Ralph Mika, Toshiro Mifune, no less, who's obviously more well known for his Japanese films, you know, like Seven Samurai, and Richard Boone. So yeah, fairly stacked cast on that one. It's also got 2 different versions of the film. You got the 1979 theatrical cut at 97 minutes long, and the 1983 reissue version at 91 minutes long. So yeah, fairly stacked cast, and I am into my conspiracy thrillers, and this is in that genre. So yeah, hoping this will be a good one. And then we have a limited edition release in the form of 1932's Love Me Tonight. So I don't think I've seen much from the cast before. I have seen something from Ruben Mamoulian before, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. But again, a limited edition release, thick booklet going on for it as well. As you can see, behind the scenes shot there. So yeah, and yeah, it's a 39-page long booklet as well. So yeah, looks like a fairly solid film. I am more into I am just supposing that it is a romance film based on the look of it, but I am much more into my older kind of romance films than my more modern ones. I do think they get a little bit too needlessly complicated in a lot of ways when it comes to romance films these days. But then we got a cast in the next film, Honor Among Lovers, that I have some stuff on before, Claudette Colbert and Frederick March. This is 1931, 76 minutes long, so quite a short one. But again, within the romance genre, as you can probably tell, as if that doesn't give it away. But yeah, another thick booklet, 43 pages long this one, so it's even longer than the last one. And yeah, it's directed by Dorothy Arzner, who I've not seen anything else from before, but it's interesting that even back um, having a film directed by a woman back in 1931 is quite a unusual thing, because I don't think that many women were able or even given the chance to direct, which is obviously a bit of a shame. So it's going to be interesting to see what a woman's take on romance in the 1930s is going to be like in comparison to the overwhelmingly majority of films made by men at the time, which obviously is a bit unfair. Women have just as much right to make films as men do. And then from 1971, we have They Might Be Giants, another film that I have seen stuff from the cast before, starring George C. Scott and Joanne Woodward. Directed by Anthony Harvey, who I don't believe I've seen anything else from before, but it does have music done by John Barry, who is most well known for doing the James Bond series. And yeah, I've really enjoyed his scores outside of that series. Even though it's not a particularly great film, Raise the Titanic has an absolutely superb score from John Barry in that one. Yeah, really yellow, but not a Jallo film, despite the colour. And again, a thick booklet going on for it as well. Like I said earlier, if you want me to review any of these films, I will happily do so and try and fit them in my schedule. And yeah, that's a 33, 34-page long booklet. Then we have another limited edition with The Shop at Sly Corner. So this is directed by George King, who again I feel like I've seen stuff on before, but because I don't research every film that I do on these kind of update videos, I can't remember. But again, if I come across reviewing any of these, then obviously you will have the usual information about what I've seen and what I haven't from these people before. Yeah, I'm not sure about the cast either, if I've seen anything from them. So yeah, but again, a limited edition booklet, and that is 31 pages long. And then we have a standard edition release, although far from standard in terms of the huge cast, the well-known director, and the lengthy running time of 2.5 hours, and that is Stanley Kramer's Ship of Fools. So yeah, excellent cast. Got Vivian Lee, Simone Signoret, even Jose Ferreira, Lee Marvin, Oscar Werner. I was getting him mixed up with someone else before. Elizabeth Ashley, George Segal, Jose Greco, Michael Dunn, Charles Colvin, and Heinz Ruman. Also co-starring Lilia Scala. So yeah, sizable cast. 1965. Looks like a fairly interesting film. And then we get another limited edition release with another stacked cast. We've got State of the Union. So yeah, you got Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, Angela Lansbury, and directed by Frank Capra. So yeah, it wouldn't be the first film that Spencer Tracy would star in that is a bit more political. I think I've seen it already. It was what was it? I swear it was on indicators releases. I'm forgetting it now. Oh yeah, it was part of the John Ford set. It was in one of the John Ford films. But yeah, it's slipping my mind what it was in. But Spencer Tracy has been in political films before, and this is another one of those. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that one at some point. And that one is from 1948, so definitely far earlier in Spencer Tracy's career than I am used to, because I've seen him in like The Judgment in Nuremberg and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and such, and they're obviously in the 60s and not 2 decades prior. And then we have another limited edition release in the form of Tomorrow We Live. So set during World War II, I believe. And yeah, 1942. Directed by George King again, who did The Shop at Sly Corner. So got a couple more of his films to check out. I'm fairly certain I've seen at least one of his films before. And again, another limited edition booklet. That's 39 pages long. Pretty sure I've not seen anyone in that one before. And then guess what? Another limited edition release in the form of Broken Lullaby. So a lot of these limited edition releases came out in like 2023 and 2024. So they're not, supremely old. I just, for some whatever reason, never got around to either buying them or seeing them when they were given that original release. So yeah, but I am glad to finally getting around to some of them. It's also from the early 30s, 1932, and it's got Lionel Barrymore in it, who I've definitely seen stuff from before, and it's directed by Ernst Lubitsch. And again, thick booklet. It's 35 pages long. And we're finally down to the single standard edition releases, and first of which is The Border with Jack Nicholson. Purely got this because, fan of Jack Nicholson, fan of anything that seems like a violent kind of film from the 80s. It's also got Harvey Keitel in it and Warren Oates, and yeah, I've definitely been fans of those in the past as well. So yeah, plenty of reasons to pick up this. Hopefully, it is also a good film to back up the reasons for getting it. Then we've got another stacked cast with the likes of Kerwin Matthews, Christopher Lee, Glenn Corbett, and Oliver Reed, no less, and it is The Pirates of Blood River. This is one of those Hammer films that isn't a horror, although it looks like it kind of could be with that kind of villainous Christopher Lee look on his face, especially with that kind of title. I mean, it could well be a horror film as far as I know, but given it says daring swashbuckling adventure on the back, I doubt it is. But it is directed by John Gilling, who did lots of other Hammer films, some of which were in the horror genre. I think he did the was it the zombie one, and oh, I'm forgetting one with a really goofy looking creature in it that I'm slipping my mind. And then third to last, we have another stack cast in the form of Stacey Keach, Jeff Bridges, and Susan Tyrrell, and it is Fat City. So directed by John Huston, who we're going to see in another film. So yeah, nice to have another directed one from him. And it's a third film with Jeff Bridges in. I just realised I've bought 3 starring him. But yeah, looks like a fairly solid film. Looking forward to seeing that one. Second to last, we have a remake from William Castle, no less. I'm not sure if I've seen much from the cast before, but obviously I have seen many from William Castle. I even have a box set up there somewhere from him. And it is The Old Dark House from 1963. So yeah, we actually got the 4K version of the original one earlier this year. And yeah, I do seem to remember slightly enjoying this more than I did with the original one when it came to the first time watches. Although I did end up enjoying the original one a little bit more when I ended up getting around to watching it on the 4K. So whether or not this is going to, again leapfrog that film or get worse or not, I don't know. But yeah, still looking forward to seeing it once again. I do remember this going for a more comedic angle than the original one, but still looks like a fairly solid one. It's also got 2 different versions on it. Got the black and white US theatrical version, which is 87 minutes long, and the cut down A certificate UK version, cuts in at 84 minutes long. and the complete uncut color version at 87 minutes long as well. So there's three versions, in fact. So yeah, the UK version came out 3 years after the US release. Yeah, not sure what you could really cut down on that film because I don't remember it being particularly violent. And then lastly, we have another Christopher Lee film, this time alongside his longtime collaborator Peter Cushing. Screenplay by John Gilling, so connected to the Pirates of Blood River, but directed by longtime Hammer director Terence Fisher, and it is 1964's The Gorgon. So I don't remember enjoying this particularly all that much, but I'm always open to rewatching a film to see if I come to a different conclusion second time around. Especially since I watched this well before watching a lot of other kind of Hammer films and probably didn't really know what I was getting in for, and I was probably expecting a much more monster orientated kind of film. But still, it's a decent enough effort. I know I originally gave it about 3 out of 5, so I didn't hate it upon original viewing, but I have seen other people give it much higher reviews than that. Also saw Barbara Shelley as well. So yeah, that should be a fun film to finally revisit. So that is everything I have bought lately. Well over 20 films. But yeah, it's a whole in the way that I like to do it in terms of films that I've ever seen before that I've enjoyed. So I want to finally get into my collection. Films that are starring people that I've seen plenty from before and enjoyed, and thirdly, films that I are going to be a little bit out of my wheelhouse to try and hopefully expand my horizons in terms of this great thing called film. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. Bit of a long one this time, especially in comparison to the one from last month. But yeah, plenty of film to review, and I wasn't exactly going to rush through it. So yeah, but still, hopefully some good films there that I've not seen before. But there are several there that I have seen before that are enjoyable, and yeah, I do recommend all of those that I have seen before that I just showing you now. So yeah, but if you have seen any of these films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.